ahead and preface the episode. If you guys have sensitive ears, this is your parental advisory. We cuss, we say whatever the fuck we want to say. Oops, there we go. And so you're going to have to make sure your sensitive ears are covered if you have sensitive ears in the room. Don't say we didn't warn you. There you go. So
it was.
Yes. So you know how, right? Okay. So you know how we start off every episode. We are going to light our candle for our ancestors and welcome our ancestors on in the building. You ready?
And also, I just want to throw this out there. Feel free to participate. If you got a tea light, a chime, whatever you got, go ahead and light that with us. Invite your people to.
Exactly. Yes, sis. All right. Okay. Well, let's get the lighting then.
Okay.
All right. And so we have officially welcomed our ancestors into the building. Yes. All right. So without further ado, y'all know how this goes from the first episode. Time for happy hour. All right, sis, go ahead and start while I go ahead and pour up my little last bit of my Casamigos. You know how to go.
Girl, baby, I'll tell you, since we are manifesting for the Christmas time, I definitely am already speaking to existence the good time that we're going to have, the cheerfulness, and just like, I don't know, I really cherish family time. So anytime I really get to make an excuse to spend time with them and bug them is a good time for me. So
I love it. Yes. Okay. All right. I feel that. Okay. Little manifestation going on over there. Yes. Always good to manifest. Okay. So my happy hour, let's see. Oh, so by the time this comes out, this will already be launched because we're doing this during the holiday season. But I officially launched my candle line. So that is my big happy hour. Yes, that is my big happy hour thing. So by the time this comes out, my candles will be rolling and everything. So I'm so happy. I'm excited. All right. So let's cheers, y'all.
This is my money. And sis, I have to tell you, for the holiday season, I cut that with a little eggnog.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, I did. I am a fan of eggnog, not to just jump right into it, but I love eggnog.
Okay. We were just talking about eggnog for on Thanksgiving because my mom's like, eggnog is a year-round thing. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
It's not.
No, it's not.
Can
it's
you
just a holiday season. I don't even think you can. I know you can make it yourself. Now that's,
I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
That's something else. Okay. So as my co-host has mentioned, we are doing this during the holiday season, hence the Christmas tree behind me. So you guys won't be worrying about like, okay, so this is released in such and such date. Why is there a Christmas tree? That's why. Okay. So, and y'all know how it goes. Some of y'all don't even be feeling like taking y'all trees down anyway. So y'all trees be up till February 14th when the next holiday roll around, which is Valentine's Day. So don't do me. That's me.
That's me. I love Christmas trees. If I could decorate like a different tree for corresponding holidays, I probably would.
Why don't you? You can. I've seen some people do that.
I've seen that too. And it's like a new little trend. And I dig it.
Hop on, girl. Hop on. Okay, so
shoot.
We preface this about the holidays, so we're going to talk about Christmas as we have already started. So you say for Christmas you like drinking eggnog. Eggnog is one of your things.
Yes.
So I don't even really have a signature drink for Christmas that I like. I'm not a big eggnog fan for real.
Do you cut it with alcohol?
I don't really drink it. Like most of the eggnog that I have it has alcohol in it.
Oh, okay.
So, but it doesn't be like too like potent sometimes. My family is a bunch of, well, I ain't gonna say alcoholics, but they can get down with the get down. So.
Oh no, I feel like that's like, I hate to admit, but is that kind of like a thing? Like,
I think it is.
You just should be able to hold your liquor, especially around this time. That was like a passing, like when we were young, when you finally got to drink, you know, with the, it was with like, oh adults. Yeah, you can go
yeah.
Like, sorry.
No, girl, I get it. So yeah, I don't really have, I need to, so now you kind of like making me feel like I need a signature drink for Christmas. So if you guys have a signature drink for Christmas, make sure you drop them down in the comments and let us know so I can try your signature holiday drinks. Okay?
I'm interested in drinking like a little more, like I've just been venturing. So it's like, yes, if you drop them recipes, and please, if you gonna give like instructions like your mama do, no kind of measurements, let me know. Try to be as close as you can, like a shot glass, because some of us don't, we just pour.
Right. Oh my God. She's right. So yeah, try not to kill us. All right. So okay, now mentioning Christmas. Okay, so Christmas and voodoo, how does that work? Ooh. So what are your thoughts on Christmas and voodoo?
You really can't. I feel like with that, that's like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even associate it. It's one of those things where I kind of chalk it up to another family time type of situation. Because the way practice works, like, we don't need a holiday to honor something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really trying to watch how I say it, because I'm like, I'm not trying to say it's like I just feel like the spirit of what it really is isn't there like it should be.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Like, it's more of a materialistic holiday now.
Yes.
It's more of the gifts. And at one point, like, gifts from the dollar store used to suffice for kids. And now motherfuckers want PlayStation 5s and Jordans and I'm sorry, I'm running my own child's list. My bad. But you know what I mean? Kids don't want kids shit no more. Like, I used to go through the JCPenney catalog and circle shit. JCPenney catalog, Macy's, Popular Club. Now that's taking it back. But I used to be, you know, Toys R Us. They ain't even Toys R Us no more.
Oh my God, no.
Right? So, you know, I used to go through those catalogs and I used to circle what I wanted for Christmas. But you don't have that with these kids nowadays. These kids are like grown. They want video games and a whole bunch of...
But we weren't tech driven like that. Like, we still got locked outside.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we drunk from the water hose.
Yeah,
type,
you're right.
Like, but in my age group, because I'm just a smidgen younger, like, and then my brother is like a little smidgen younger than me. He grew up on the video games, like attached to the TV. So, I mean, even growing up in the household, there's a generational gap.
Difference. Yep. I feel you. Yeah. So I get it, because it's a arm and a leg sometimes trying to get my son to play outside other than football. But then again, that's me too, because I'm kind of like a hover, and with, you know, all the it was a big like rush of kidnappings and stuff around this area and shit. Like,
right.
It was a big thing. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about Christmas. So for me, I totally understand and agree with what you're saying. But also we do venerate Christ sometimes in Hoodoo. So I kind of feel like Christmas, with me putting up a tree, that's venerating my ancestors that celebrated Christmas.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm kind of making sure it's, like she said, it's a family thing. I don't necessarily kind of acknowledge Christmas for what it's supposed to be anymore, like my co-host. But I kind of just acknowledge it as a day of family and a day of giving if you have to give. Like I said, certain symbols like Christmas trees and things like that. This is fun for me. Decorating a tree. I love decorating trees, like my co-host, and decorating the house and different things. I love giving my baby gifts. And his birthday is 5 days before Christmas. So I really enjoy this holiday because of him. That's, it's my baby's time. You know what I'm saying? So that's the energy for me. But in Hoodoo, we are heavy on the Bible. And so, we do acknowledge Christmas here and there in a sense, but kind of like the way that we just spoke about, like it's more of a family day, it's more of a family tradition. So we do stuff like this to venerate our ancestors before us and just pay our respects to our ancestors that, number one, did celebrate Christmas for what it was, and then number two, to venerate Christ, because we do use him sometimes in Hoodoo. And I guess, we go back to our roots by doing that, and just making our ancestors feel like, okay, I'm seen, I'm heard, I'm respected. Even though they don't practice this anymore, I'm still seen, heard, and respected, and they have enough sense, to respect, the tradition. So I really feel like, that's what it is for me. So I get you on that. So,
but
what else?
Go
ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I completely agree with you. The most beautiful part, recently that we had just went through was, Thanksgiving. So when you say that, you're right. These are things and traditions that they had said. So that is ultimately the only reason really Christmas even stands, because, and I even got to thinking about it, not to venture, but I do kind of want to just touch on Christmas isn't the only major holiday around that time. You also have Kwanzaa, and you also have
Hanukkah. See, that's why we be on the same page, because I was going to mention Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa, I kind of want to venture into looking into it and trying to
I do too,
study the tradition and really get into that. I kind of feel drawn to it a little bit. It kind of feels more home to me than Christmas.
Yeah, I've always, since I was a kid, when they used to teach in class, was my favorite part. I'd be like, oh my gosh,
Kaluji Chakalia is my favorite day. Yeah, Kaluji Chakalia is my favorite day. And I think it's because it was the hardest one to say, but that's my favorite fucking day. For real. For real, I love, so
yes.
I'm definitely into, looking to,
into
really,
that.
Yeah, that's dope.
If anybody, though, has information, if anybody already practices it or know anybody, definitely let us know, because we really do want to know. We want to hear your experiences. We're totally interested because we're open. So, like you said, we are completely open. We would love to travel down and see what that's like, because, that is, honestly, thinking about it, that's tying back to where we come from. In a sense, they practice things differently, and Christmas really isn't them. You know what I'm saying? It's a complete different culture. But
question. Yeah. Are you attracted to the candles in Kwanzaa? I think that's one of the big things I'm attracted to. I'm gonna have to admit it.
That's what it was for me. I knew there was the words, but I liked how they did the candles separately. Even because if you talk, and this is not to do it again, but even in Hanukkah, they use candles. And Christmas, do we use candles?
Not really, not unless you're using those little flashy decoration candles that you put in your windows. That's about it. But we don't really use candles, in Christmas. So that's a good point.
We don't really, and that's another thing, that's close to what we do in our practice, our candle work. So it's really driving home.
Exactly. That's why I'm it just makes more sense to me. It just feels like home. It feels right to me.
Yes, period, baby. I completely agree with you. now that you mention it, that it was more of the ritual side of it that was intriguing to me. Like, all the fun words, I get it, like, but truly, it's a ritual, it's a discipline. It's something that you have to go out your way and set time aside for your family to pass down these stories, these traditions, these ideas. Christmas is not that. Like,
yeah, it's not. It's really not.
It's not. Not to me anyway. Let me just be honest. It's not to me.
And that's why I was so thankful, like, for Thanksgiving, because we pulled out the photo albums, and we went through like the photo albums, and it was just so dope to learn about my family, and then to learn, because I used to always wonder, like, okay, so how is this one my great such and such, but this one is my great great such and such? And it's so funny to see that my great great grandmother and my great grandmother were like pregnant at the same times. So like they would kind of like overlap. It would like, girl, I learned so much. That's how my family is so big, and it's just like generations grew up together.
Yes.
So
we don't do that no more either.
No, we really don't.
No, we don't. Like,
so many traditions are being like lost in translation now. It's just everything is so mainstream.
That's what I was gonna say. It's no longer about, but well, that's because we're in a culture of trend setting. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're trying to create your own. And I get it. That's why I'm like, I totally respect the, like, Gen Z, they're trying to build something different. And that is one thing about Christmas that I have to acknowledge that does not change.
Yeah.
The spirit of it. The spirit, you hear that word, of Christmas,
right,
is what is beautiful. It forces people to want to be nice to each other. It's like it forces people to
that.
Joyous. Me too. I even like Christmas music. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Me too, especially that Motown. And it's definitely not Christmas until you hear that song. If you don't hear that in my mind, if you don't hear that, it ain't fucking Christmas. Like, that's how all Black people operate across the board. I'm letting y'all know, if you don't hear that song, if you do not hear Silent Night by The Temptations, it is not Christmas. Christmas has not officially begun. I don't care if it's the day after Christmas. Christmas has not officially begun until you hear Silent Night from The Temptations. And I really believe these radio stations really know and acknowledge that, because they make sure around Thanksgiving time, when they know you're supposed to be putting up your trees and them Christmas tree stands go up, selling the motherfucking Christmas trees, they play that goddamn music, because people know it's not Christmas until you hear in my mind.
Yes, I'm telling you. Or the what's that other one? The hang on the mistletoe.
Why did I do that song in a chorus concert? I sang that song solo on a bridge. It was so dope. Or the Mariah Carey, even though I'm not a Mariah Carey fan. Sorry, y'all. I'm not either.
I hate that song.
Yeah, All I Want for Christmas. Yeah. I can't. But that's a Christmas staple.
Not to take away from the spirit.
Exactly. Yeah, like, that's a Christmas staple. So hey, y'all can have it. Santa Claus is Coming to Town is a good one by the Jackson 5.
Yes.
So, and I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Yes.
Y'all can't decorate. It's a lot of them.
Y'all can't decorate the tree unless you have the old Motown Christmas hits going.
Yo, the Amazon playlist smacks. They have quite a few. Girl, they got Motown and they got hip hop.
I was so disappointed with title selection this year. Like, I even typed in Motown Christmas and I was disappointed. So,
but look, okay, sis, but you know why? We have talked about this. This is the generational change.
Yeah, you're right.
We are the last few people that have heard that music, because the people that actually grew up on that music is beginning to die out.
So then my question becomes, whose responsibility is it now to carry on the torch of these types of traditions? Because I decorated the tree by myself. My son wasn't home. So no, you ain't. If you want a tree, you better get your. My mom was one of them. Oh, you wanted me to get this tree? You gonna help decorate it, or otherwise. My mom is the same way. My mom is actually like, y'all need to get a date together. Yeah. she does that to me and my sister. She texts us, y'all need to get a date together and come over here so we can decorate this tree. I don't believe there's been last year we didn't do it because we all took a family trip to North Carolina and we celebrated Christmas together that way. So hopefully this year what we're hoping to do is do it on a bigger scale and not just our immediate family, my mom, my dad, my sister, you know what I'm saying? So what we plan on doing, and we were discussing over Thanksgiving, was having everybody, my aunts, my cousins, my grandma, literally everybody, and we all travel and do a trip, maybe to like Deep Creek, Maryland or something. That's only like maybe 3 hours away. And yeah, celebrate Christmas that way. And so that way we're starting new stuff. It's not just what we're used to. So yeah, we're trying to make new traditions, trying to make new shit pop off, new shit happen, but at the same time still keep the core of what is, you know, what we do. So to decorate the Christmas tree with literally old school Motown music, I'm talking, like I said, Jackson 5, Temptations. That for me is Christmas. It's not Christmas without that for me. So hopefully my son will hop onto that eventually. He's one of those kids right now, one of those teenagers that's just like in their own world.
Yes. So, I mean, that was me too. So I can't front with you. I was in my own world. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. He's still going to cherish. Like, because if you weren't there to do it, he's going to get up and do it now. Because he's like, dang, my mama used to. Well, I guess I'll do it.
But you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right, because it's been 2 years since I put a tree up and he asked for this. So he's the reason that this is up. So you're absolutely right. And I do believe that if he was here to help me, because he was supposed to get his dreads retwisted and I needed the tree for my promo photos. So I didn't have a choice but to do it myself.
Right.
So I really feel like, and he doesn't even know it's up. Yeah.
He doesn't?
No. So now I'm like, damn, I hope he doesn't like kind of get upset when he comes home and sees that it's up. And I did it. Because you
didn't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shit, now I don't even fucking know.
It's okay. It's okay. That's all right. Because then it'll make him want to take that moment next time to make sure he's there. I'm telling you, like, me and my sister put 2 and 2 together, like, what was it? Not too long ago. Like, we were like, we're looking at basically how the generational healing begins.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna reveal nobody's age, my mom's, but I'm gonna just say my mom, you know, got her life together. And even though it might have been a little bit later, you know what I'm saying? She still got it. I got it a little bit younger. Mm-hmm. My sister got it even a little bit younger.
Yeah, so I see that.
With Christmas, it's morphing based off of the generational changes in what we're able to offer, because it went from building doing the trees homemade with the paper. You remember having to do
with the little fuzz balls.
You see, in the popcorn with the strings. Okay. Now we went from that to, we got enough money. Do we want to go and travel as a family? Do you see what I'm saying? That is healing. Yeah. That's dope. New traditions being born.
That's absolutely, like, now that you point that out, like, that's dope as hell. That's dope as shit. Like, I didn't even really think about it that way until, like, you really just pointed it out like that. Like, yeah, like, that is healing as fuck. And you never know, like, that could be healing generational curses. Like, maybe there's a generational curse around Christmas and we just, like, broke that shit. Like, you never know.
That's what I'm saying. You don't, because it's not, when you begin to heal on one level and it shows through you, you're healing generations at that time. That is my favorite thing about this. Like, ultimately, I'm not even gonna lie to you, that concept right there in itself, like, it's so beautiful. Like, even hearing my mom hollering at my grandkids, she went from, I didn't want to have y'all, to where the grandbabies at.
Yup.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I have to totally agree with you there. Like, now that you pointed it out, that perspective that you gave me about it, like, it's even more powerful to me now. Like, we could totally be breaking generational curses, and we can always usher in new traditions, like, into the mix. So, like, maybe I can, you know, say, hey, well, I want to study Kwanzaa, or I want to touch on Kwanzaa, and we can have like a little moment, you know, for Kwanzaa
dedicated to that.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's dope. Like, let's start really like transforming, or, you know, transitioning our holidays to be really what we want them to be, not like what mainstream social media, or, you know, media period, what they you know, prescribe for it to be. Like, let's really make our own twist to these holidays, because things are changing. Nothing is like it used to be anymore. Like you said, these kids now are in the fucking technology age. So it's like, so
that's what I'm saying. Like, I just miss the wholesome time. Like, but my mom still holds that. So that's why I'm like, it's one of those things. It's like, it's based off what the family is doing. Like, to this day, put your phone down. You don't even have your phone. Right now, we're having family time. You know, like, and I love that, because even with her being a Pisces, because she's so weird, I love her. But her love language is different. It forces you to really be intimate with your family.
Yeah, but we don't have enough of that, because nowadays, and I hate to say it, but nowadays the grandparents are only about 15 to 20 years older than the grandkids or the children. So, like, and that's no shade, because I'm a teen mom. I had my son at 17, so I'm talking about myself and my own situation when I'm speaking about this. So absolutely no shade to anybody. So, like, we have to make sure that we keep these nurturing type of things going with our children, even though we're still close in age to our children. I really feel like, even though my parents had me, my dad was 30 and my mom was 25, so it's definitely different, and they're very, very much old school. So, you know what I mean? So there's definitely, I kind of stand in the gap right there, and I kind of have to make sure, with him being the only child at that like, I really instill some type of tradition rooted in our family at that into him. So that's the challenge that I feel like most of the parents nowadays are facing. Right.
I actually agree, and that's the thing that's tough for me, because, and I like that you brought that up, because I'm on the other side of the spectrum. Again, you know, I'm a little bit older, you know, I'm 29, so I don't have any kids. So the gap will be there for me and my kids. It will be a different experience. But again, I'm very blessed on how my journey has panned out, because at one point it wasn't even an idea, now it is. So it's like, I want to be able to pinpoint and pick out what we're doing now, and then transfer it. Like, it's different for me. Like, I am so excited. Like, it's different the other way. But you know what's cool about the other way? You have to really think on your toes. You don't have time to plan. So everything is so spontaneous, and it's so fun, and it's like, okay, well, let's do this, or okay, well, let's do, you know, like, we have time to plan, because we're all older.
You know, so what I really wish that I was able to do, and and there's not to say that I still can't, because there's always, I'm still young. I'm only 32. So, you know, there's still time for me to have more children, but I really wish that I took more time out with my son and, like, built gingerbread houses. Like, we've never done that together. And that's something that I really wish that I did. I've never ever built a gingerbread house in my life. So, like, never did it with my parents.
You're not too old.
Oh, I built graham cracker houses though in school. But
you can do that now. Buy the kit. Get on Amazon.
Yeah, but that's what I really want to do. Like, you're right. I can do that now. Like, it's still early. Yeah. We still have time. So you're right. I can do that now.
See, don't look at it like you didn't get a chance. Like, look at it, oh, now
I have an opportunity.
He's older, so it'll be fun and competitive because it's like, oh, mine's is gonna be better than yours.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Get
And
two different
like
kids
that.
and really like see who. Yeah, that'll be dope. That'll be dope. That'll be a really dope mommy son type situation. Yeah, it's like he's been going through, you know, a lot with, you know, transitioning with what's been going on, you know, in the household with me and my husband and stuff, and so I think that'll be definitely good. And again, I am going to touch on that subject, guys. Don't worry, we're only in episode 2, but we are going to be touching on relationships and things further on down the line. But right now, I'll briefly touch on it. My husband and I are separated, and my son is having a hard time with it. So I'm kind of trying to do things that promote more mommy-son bonding so that we can have open dialogue while we're doing these things and different things like that. We have a lot of fun together, though. We go-kart racing and shit like that. So we do have a lot of fun. But again, this is not the episode for that. This is about Christmas. So back to it.
No, and I just want to take a moment and say, like, that is honestly awesome. And I'm going to just be honest, too. This is a good point to point out for moms going through that at this time. You know what? Still be there with your kids. Understand, like she does, he's going to have his moments. I'm going through mine, but we're still going to make it work. Like,
yeah,
be there. Like, heal, be present. It's okay. Like, teaching them to, hey, I get it. Like, they need that. Like, they want that. That is beautiful. Don't be scared.
Honestly, now that you really open it up for me to be able to talk about it, it is a little weird. Like, it's different. Thanksgiving was a little weird because it was like, are you coming to Thanksgiving? And it's like, oh, I don't know. All right, am I invited? And it's like, well, you know, you're family. So, I mean, you were invited to, you know, my parents hosting their dinner. So why not? You know what I mean? And it's not like we're on bad terms. We're friends. Like, we're actually good. You know what I mean? We're friends. So I really feel like there needs to be more healthy examples of divorces that are, or separations that are amicable. But speaking on being, you know, separated, and this is going to be like my first, like really my first Christmas in this type of energy, it is weird because I'm so used to like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? Or giving him my list. And it's certain little things like that that I do miss. I do miss, you know, the energy around it, the love around it. But, you know, it is what it is. We are where we are. And it's not the easiest thing to go through, to be truthfully honest with you. It is hard, and to try to keep up the, you know, the appearances and the happy things for, you know, family outside of the home and for friends. And even though you shouldn't have to do that, that's not it. They shouldn't even have to be involved in the whole relationship situation, but also to keep spirits up for your child. Like, that's the challenging part. So I'm really glad you brought that up, and that I was able to, you know, I can touch on certain things because I know certain people out there are also going through the same situation that I'm going through. And it's okay to it's okay to feel like it's hard. It's okay to miss that person. It's okay to go through the emotions that you're going through, but don't sit in it. Like, go through it, work through it, but don't sit in it, and don't let it overcome you. Don't let it succumb you. Don't let it be what is your driving force around this time. You know, deal with your feelings, and I want to say create a lesson behind it, or create some type of a learning situation behind it. Even if it's learning to be vulnerable with your feelings and be open like I am, because this is a very vulnerable moment for me. I've never publicly spoken on me and my situation, about me and my husband. And so I know a lot of people who know me personally and who will see this have been wondering. So there you have it, I guess. And again, him and I don't feel like it's something like our relationship. We've always been private. I've always been a private person. And I don't feel like my private life or anything that I really don't feel like I have to share needs to be spoken about to the public until I'm ready to speak about it, or if I even speak about it. Nobody is in the relationship with him and I. And with me, like I said, with me doing the podcast, I'm being more vulnerable about my life and opening myself up. Because it's something that I don't do, and I am very private. So, it is what it is. This is a vulnerable moment for me. This is a first for me. So I'm a little weird, a little awkward about it, but no, I know that me opening up myself and opening up and speaking about it helps somebody else. Thank you.
And that's why I wanted to say something, because it's different perspectives at this time. Like, hell, I'm single at this time. Sis, I've been in hermit mode. The season, just because it's about family spirit, that is who I get to reach out to. Other than that, my social circle is very small right now. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it gets lonely, because it's like, dang, I wish I had like somebody, I could like cuddle up with, or be holding their hand.
Hell yeah, that king size bed getting lonely.
Hear me? That's what I'm saying. Like, a girl doesn't have to break down and make investments. But I'm just saying, like, at this time.
These are good investments, girl.
It's a very good investment. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm really just trying to wholeheartedly build the proper relationships with myself in order to begin to have the perfect Christmases that I want with that person.
Yeah,
and that's
same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather give energy to that than wasting my time with someone that I know is not going to be around the next Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find somebody that's there for every Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, yeah. And I say Christmas, but I'm gonna start manifesting Kwanzaa, because I really want to get into that. Like, see, and that totally opens another can of worms for me. Like, I don't even know if I want to bring that up, because we need to.
Girl, that's another episode. Cause
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I get exactly what you're saying, and I'm funny about my energy. I'm funny about my time and who I give my time and energy and attention to. And so, like, I know I don't think it's gonna be too many people that's gonna come around for Christmas anytime soon like that. And that's weird. Like, when do you stop inviting him to things? Like, when do you stop? You know what I mean? Like, when do the family gatherings, the invitations for that stop being extended to him? And and that's the thing too. Like, we grew up together. We had been together since the 9th grade of high school. So technically we grew up together, and that's all we know. You know what I mean? Is each other and our families. Yeah. So I don't want it to be awkward when he starts dating or I start dating, or, I'm just like, I'm not looking forward to that, but I guess that's like way in the future.
That's what I was about to say. That's literally going to be episodes down the line. Like, yeah, we're going to touch on that. Like, and there's only one way to find out.
Dun, dun, dun. So I guess we can end on this note. There's only one way to find out, and that's going to be episodes down the line. But I really think this is a great conversation around Christmas and the holidays and traditions and things like that, because, it's not necessarily something that we tap into as Black families. We just do it. We just say, okay, well, it's Christmas time, let's do it. But I'm glad we were able to have this discussion. This was healthy. Like, this was dope.
And we didn't even get to touch on food.